Hey folks, I got a Samsung washer here that is acting like it's out of balance. Once it gets to the spin cycle, it is all over the place, bouncing around, making a bunch of noise, and it won't finish the spin cycle. This is model number that WF220ANW-XAA, which you can see for yourself. At any rate, that's my dog. Apparently there's shocks on the bottom of this, and so I'm going to replace those, and we'll see if this actually does anything for us. Finally get this thing wrestled outside. All right, so we've got two shocks. We've got one here, and these holes are accessible from out here in both places, and those are just bolts. So one side's going to have just a hex head on it, and we'll pull, see if I can make that focus, pull each one of those out. Of course, from what I understand, the ones on this side are so blurry. So they're longer than the ones on the metal side, so just on the base. So we'll just pull those out. This is a 470C, I think, on the back, and on the front, don't give me the line. Got them on Amazon. The guy from the parts warehouse here locally said, don't buy them on Amazon, get them from Sears Direct, or Sears something, and then get them from Appliance Parts Direct or something like that. At any rate, I went to Sears, found the shocks that were the correct model number, and then bought that particular model number on Amazon. So I'll let you know how that goes. These are the wrenches that you'll need. Hopefully you've got ratcheting. If you don't, well, it's just gonna be a little bit more difficult. So the ones inside on the plastic, those are gonna be 10 millimeter. These are going to be 13 millimeter. All right, these are the shocks that I ordered. They were 45 bucks. I'll stick a picture up there of the model numbers. I can't remember them exactly. I want to say it's DC6600470C, I think is one of the two of these. The other one is 00531 something. But at any rate, the picture will be up there. You can see the models. So the ones on the left of the screen here go in the rear. And so we can focus there. The ones on the right of the screen, these go here. They've got a little bit of a nub, I guess, or whatever, thicker piece on the bottom half of that. I do find it odd that center piece, the shaft, will come straight out of those. When I was pulling back and forth to see if they would be tighter or any different, pulled the shaft right out of there. So I don't see, there's no retainer. I don't know, I may regret that purchase, but one of them was on the website on Sears, whatever it was called, Sears Parts Direct, or the Sears Parts website. One of them was 45 bucks. I bought all four of these for 45 bucks. So I may be getting what I pay for, but we'll see. All right, I'm already noticing a difference. This is the one that came out. Let me back up a little bit, put that on half. This is the one that came out, and it is just a plastic piece there. And this one came with a sleeve, but it's no big deal. You can just shove it right out of there very easily. Not even any tools, one-handed. And that should be able to fit. Let's see if I can get my hand in there and hold it. Yeah, no big deal. So that's going to be the solution for that. And this bolt looks like this, it's a plastic head, so no thread locker or anything. Another slight modification, I had to use my pliers, my really long ones, just because that's what I felt like using, to bend this piece out. This side is threaded, so I left it straight, and I bent that one out, and it slid right in there without any problem. Before that, it was hitting. And then this side obviously is just sitting there, no problem. Poke right on, about to tighten these up. These are extremely annoying. I bought these because I had to get behind something, and I thought that they would be helpful. The rest of mine are not ratcheting. These are the only ones that are, but they're not rigid enough. So whenever you press against the bolt with any kind of pressure, they're moving, which means you end up not square on the bolt, and they slip off constantly, and they're always moving and doing nothing but fighting them. So I would say, if you need the little swivelly head on there, great. But if you don't buy that. And if you have a swivelly head, go buy some different ones. These are Husky, and I just had a specific thing that I needed to go and do something really quick. I don't even remember what it was. It was something behind a dash that I couldn't reach, but these are horrible. So I'm just going to move on to a 10 millimeter socket, which of course was extremely difficult to find It's always the 10 that goes missing. That one is completely in. Tightened down both sides. I could have used my ratchet on this side as well, but it just seemed easier to get to it from outside, so I did stick with the swivel head, but I'm able to keep my finger on it to keep it from moving back on me. This is almost one of those projects where I have an excuse to go buy a set of tools. I'm almost there. I don't think I'll do it though. You've seen the videos where they put the SpongeBob 3 hours later. Well, this was probably 15 minutes at least, maybe more, just aligning that bolt, because this bolt, I don't know if you can tell, but this is actually angled in. It isn't straight with the bottom like the other one is down here. It's angled in. Well, that bolt is angled in, but that bolt wasn't going to go straight, so it wasn't actually hitting the hole on the other side. So what I ended up doing was I took this woodworking thing that I use for this, I don't know, vise, whatever you want to call this, clamp for my Craig jig. I use this for that, to just clamp the thing down, the jig down. But at any rate, I clamped this onto the bolt from the other side so that it would push it into the hole. Then I used the screwdriver. Why is that name just completely dropping out of my mind? Screwdriver and a hammer, and just whacked on it while the pressure was being held on it with this clamp here. What do you want to call this? Vice grip, I guess. Somebody just comment below what in the world this thing is even called. But while this was holding pressure on the bolt, I hammered on the head of this to make it kick forward, kick away from me and push into that hole. And then when it seemed to have moved a little bit, I went ahead and put the ratchet that I don't care too much for, which actually came in handy just then. It's just not quite as floppy as the other one is. That 10 millimeter is so floppy it's useless. Which, by the way, it's over there gluing. I just glued it, super glued it. It tightened up just fine. The other bolt inside was no problem whatsoever. That, wherever it is, that bolt over there is not a problem at all to get to. I used just a ratchet with an adapter because the other ratchet was just too much for this. Sorry for the camera work here. At any rate, on to the other ones. Probably going to just turn it over, so I'm always working down. All right, finally the job is finished. It's probably been a lot longer than what I wanted. I would say an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. It's 6 o'clock now. Yeah, it's probably been about an hour, even maybe an hour and 10 minutes. I'll say there's a whole lot more in the way down here on the other side. I guess if you're looking at the front of the washer, it would be the left-hand side of the washer, sorry, has more stuff in the way to get around, but it's still, I guess, okay to get to. You'll have this metal clip right here poking you in the wrist the entire time while tightening this bolt, and that's wonderful. I have the scars to prove that one. But at any rate, I'd say this one's probably, the back ones are not terribly difficult. None of them are really terribly difficult. It's just annoying, especially when your wrench is bending around on you. At any rate, both of these that were on an angle were a problem, and I had to use the clamp or vise or whatever that is to hold the bolt while I hammered it, hold the bolt in there while I hammered it and made it go at the angle that I wanted. But once it got in there, tightened, and everything is just fine. We're about to test it and see if it's gonna do what I need it to do. All right, we're gonna run a test. As I said, it's already been running a couple minutes. And we'll see how this works. I won't know until it spins. And I didn't put anything in there, so I really don't know if it'll do it without, however I said that. It won't do, I don't know if it'll do it without anything in there. I'm gonna run it anyway. I just did the rinse and spin. Let's see if that works. Well, folks, got bad news. So the washer's still doing the same thing. I guess I'm getting what I paid for. I'm not bothering with more shocks. I'm just gonna replace the whole thing. My guess is if I just spent the money, I guess it would be about 180 bucks on new shocks. I probably have a functioning washer right now, but it will not finish the whole cycle because it gets so far out of balance. And you'd think these things would be in balance, just nothing in them at all. They would be in balance, just like they could balance a rim or a tire. Surely they can balance this thing. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's shaking too much. It won't let the cycle finish, and so I'm just gonna. It's 11 years old, maybe 12. We've had good service out of it. I just got finished repairing, putting new rollers on this and something else of the belt. New rollers and new belt on this one, and that wasn't too terribly difficult. They've been easy to work on, but I've already ordered a new GE washer. It was on sale, like, I don't know, $300 off. Sales today only. It's going to be back up to a lot more money, and it doesn't have the mold issue that this one has. We have to keep this door open or at least cracked, and it still gets to smelling nasty. You have to get in there and clean it all out. And the GE has vents all around that it blows air through, so it doesn't have that issue. But honestly, we've had great great service out of this unit, this washer, this unit. Yeah. So at any rate, hope you have better luck out of yours. I had replacing those shocks. I was really hoping that it would fix mine, but it didn't. If you like this content, I post things that's random. I fix things on the Fix It channel. Sometimes I post it here. I'm really random with it. I know that's not how you build a YouTube channel. I don't really care. At any rate, if you like this, please like the video. Comment below if you got some sort of snarky something to say, or if you've got any kind of actual real comments that'll help me fix this thing. Maybe I'll fix it and actually sell it rather than just giving it away. But give me a like, give me a subscribe, and stay tuned for more nonsense.